that good? What do you think? Oh. Yes? No? Not too bad, right? Oh. Howdy friends! Today we are going to be making some edible artwork. So we're here in my kitchen with my roommates, the cats, and we're gonna be cooking, hopefully. You know, things can get kind of stale. You can get some cabin fever by being stuck inside. So I'm trying to turn a normal sort of task into a fun artwork. So grab an adult, that is essential. You are going to need a grown-up for this because I don't want you in the kitchen causing a ruckus without one. And get hungry because we're making some food today. Okay, so you're gonna need a couple different materials than what we would normally use in our art room. Really the most important thing is this guy here, our Ziploc bags. This is what we're gonna put our medium in. Usually our medium would be something like paint or ink or paste or something like that. But today our medium is gonna be food, whatever food you decide to use. I of course am going to use pancakes, so I also need a surface to cook those on, something to mix them in. I'll need some spoons and spatulas and things like that as well. And if you don't have a surface like I have here, you can use just a normal pan like that as well. Now if you're using something else like yogurt or peanut butter or pudding, then you won't need the cooking materials. You'll just need the Ziploc bags and a creative brain. Okay, so before we get started making our most tricky artwork, which is going to be the pancakes, I want to practice with doing something that's a little bit more simple. So I just have some paper plates here. I have my Ziploc baggies that I need, of course, and I'm going to load these with just a couple different soft foods that I have around the house. So things like peanut butter maybe, I think I have some yogurt, and we'll see what else I come up with. But I'm going to practice doing some designs on here that I can eat before I try to go to the hot surface to make my pancakes. I feel like this will be an easier step if you guys are going to do this at home, and it'll also give me some practice. So I'm going to start with that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your baggie, and before you do anything, you are going to cut a little end off of the tip. So I'll try to do that here for you guys. This is going to take some practice, probably for you and me both, but the bigger that you cut your hole, the more of that ingredient that's going to spill out. So I'm going to start small. I'd rather start small and be able to cut more off later, but I'm just going to cut the tip off kind of like that. Then I'm going to open up my baggie, and I am going to fill it with my ingredient. I like to take my bag and turn the top inside out like this so that I'm not getting peanut butter all over my rim here, because that's going to keep things a little tidier. So my little point is here. I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to do my Greek yogurt first, actually. This is the best kind of artwork because you get to eat the whole time. Now the point of this is not to be wasteful. Oh no, oh no. You also get to make a mess the whole time. The point of this is not to be wasteful, so start out small. You don't need to fill an entire Ziploc bag with whatever your ingredient is to start off with. So once you have it loaded in there, you can see my yogurt's already kind of seeping out of the bottom. I'm going to flip this back the right way, and then I am going to seal that closed. Then I'm going to start to practice my design. So you guys can draw whatever it is you like. Most of you know that my go-to is usually flowers. So I can very simply make a flower. And you can always add more. I'd rather not have enough of my yogurt in here to start off with, and I can always go back and add more than having to waste yogurt that I could have eaten. At this point, you guys can use anything that you have in your house to decorate if you'd like. Oh my gosh, I love this art project. I'm going to use, I think I have some chocolate chips, maybe some honey, anything that will make the snack extra delectable. Then you can add those things to that, and it's just an easy way to create. Look at that.
I made some food that's kind of fun. Now, you're not allowed to waste these things, guys. You have to eat whatever you make, so don't go making some nasty concoction that you're not going to want to put in your mouth. I love Greek yogurt, I love honey, I love the chocolate chips that I'm going to put on top, so all of these things are going to be put to good use. I am going to add some chocolate chips. I like the mini ones. I also have some bee pollen here, which is one of my favorite foods. It's a superfood. And then I'm gonna take some honey and just do some little honey swirls around the outside. Look at that. Not too bad for my first go. Haven't even gotten to the pancakes yet. This is something really fun to do with a brother or sister, cousin, something like that. You can make something yummy for each other and then eat them all together. Now I'm actually gonna go eat this before we start the pancakes, but there we go. Easy peasy artwork that you get to eat too. Now, if you're going to do this project, it is important that you clean as you go. So you can see I have tidied up my yogurt catastrophe. That was delicious. And now I'm going to start working on my pancakes. So do not leave a big mess in your kitchen for someone else to have to clean up. Clean up as you go, and that way it makes it easier along the way. Okay, I am not going to walk you through a step-by-step how to make pancakes sort of thing, because honestly this is new to me too. I am just using the recipe that they provide on the back. If you have your own sort of recipe that you are familiar with, I would suggest using that. Okay, remember guys that when cooking, you need to make sure you have a grown-up. When you are using a hard surface like this, make sure that you are accompanied by an adult. I don't want anyone burning themselves while they are trying to be creative, so please be safe, follow the rules, make sure you're using a grown-up, please. We're going to do the exact same thing we did with the yogurt, which is where we are going to take our Ziploc bag, cut a corner off of it, and then fill it with our pancake mix this time. Of course, don't do this over a hot surface. Do this elsewhere and then come over to cook. I'm only going to fill my bag up about halfway with this mixture because I want to add in some cocoa powder and see if I can change the colors a little bit. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and we can cook together. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. This is honestly the first time I have tried it, and I'm just gonna wing it. Uh-oh, I think I have a chunk. You may run into chunks. Oh no. So I'm gonna try something else. Oh, man, I did not mix this stuff up well, because now I have another piece that's stuck. Maybe I need to make my hole a little bigger. Oh, yep, there we go. Now we're cooking. Oh my goodness, is that where that saying comes from? Let's flip our smiley face, see what's happening here. Flip. Oh no, he doesn't look like anything. And flip. That's not horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. After a pretty substantial failure, or what we like to call in the art room a happy accident, I have learned some things, and that's good because now I can share that knowledge with you guys. First off, make sure you mix your batter really well. Because I was really lazy about the way I was mixing, there were a lot of chunks, and those chunks can get stuck in the little tip of your baggie, so make sure that you are mixing well. And then another tactic that I figured out is if you kind of twist the bag, it helps to hold everything in place so it's not spilling out of the outside of your little Ziploc. So I'm gonna try that smiley face again because I want to master that, but because I couldn't get the eyes to be dark enough, I'm going to make his face first and we'll see how that works. So I have some blueberries here. So I'm gonna make my eyes the blueberries, so I'm gonna set those down first. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I'm gonna cover the whole thing with pancake batter. If nothing else, this will be delicious to eat. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna attempt my flour again. Let me get my chocolate here. I'll do my inside with the chocolate just like I did before. This time I can make my petals a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. So you guys can see that practice is key, not only to those of you in elementary school, but really to everybody. The most important part is to have fun and of course not to give up. I could have quit after that first pancake, but it feels better to try again and see if you can improve the second time around. So you saw my first attempts. Let's see how these second ones turn out. All right, here's the moment of truth. Oh my gosh, look at him. He's so cute. So cute, oh my goodness. Now it might take your fourth or fifth attempt to be 100% about whatever it is you're making. But the key is just to have that attempt. Don't give up. Cooking is difficult. Artwork is difficult. Life is difficult. Don't give up. Ooh, you lost a petal. Danger, danger. Don't touch hot stuff, guys. Okay, there we go. Now, this was my second attempt. We saw the first. It was a hot mess. Please keep going, keep trying. Do not give up. Okay, so the most extraordinary artworks or not, the best part about this project is at the end, you get to eat it. And you've done something different than what you've been doing in the house for the last few days. So I recommend making some kind of art out of food, whether it is a PB&J or pancakes or some other creation. Be creative. It's important in this time, and it's also important to be spending time with the people that you love. So continue to make stuff, continue to eat stuff, and have fun, dudes.